Well, here we are, my dudes. It is time for a transfer special into season review where we hopefully build a squad that can carry us pretty far in the Champions League. Oh, who am I kidding? Just so we don't get knocked out of the first round, let's go ahead and get into it. Before we get into today's episode, why don't you go ahead and leave a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment down below. Well, it is time for the season review where, as you can see, we won something. That's right. If you missed it in the last episode, we won the league. Came down to the final two matches of the season, which was pretty fun. And now it's time to take a look at our new arrivals. So Andresen, the board loved this signing, A+ for him. He appeared in 11 matches for a 7.4 rating. He came in midway through the season, and he started about near every game since then. Kukarchik was our signing of the season. Played a lot of matches for us, 10 goals, 9 assists, 7.37 average rating. Absolutely set it on the fire. The board didn't really care for it. It ain't like we spent a lot of money. Diallo on loan, they was excited about this one. It's because of the money. Appearance, 24, 12 goals, 8 assists, 7.09 average rating. Was a really good player. I would like to bring him back on loan, but I've already filled that need for next season, so no longer will he be needed. And then Agimeng. I know the board probably didn't like this one. We did spend a little bit of money on him. C+ rating. We spent $275,000. Put out 8 matches. An average rating of 7.01. He scored 5 goals, so I was impressed with him. He was a very up and down player, though. Some matches he would look dominant and then just absolutely fade away in other ones. Solo from RFS, played most of the season for us at left back, C+ for that, 6.94 rating. Burka, 650K we spent on him. 5 matches, 7 appearances, or 7 sub appearances, 6.9 rating on him, C+. Burin, B-, played a lot of matches for us. Probably played the most matches out of anybody for us. And then Lucky, we brought in on a free B- on that. Got hurt and didn't get to play a ton. Put out average rating of 6.72. Really excited to see what he can do next season for us. Then we got season results, which we don't really care too much about, but we are going to go over them. The board was delighted with us winning the league. They was really disappointed us in the conference league, which I understand. We had a difficult draw, though. Not really. And then we didn't do too good in the cup either. C-. We got eliminated, what, in the semifinal? I feel like it was the semifinal. Financially, sponsorship stays the same. Broadcast revenue, I mean, nothing really there. We bring in a little bit of corporate and hospitality. Competition prize money did go down a little bit, but match day revenue did go up. Gaia was our best-selling kit. Punkels, Agimeng, Luka, and Kukarchik was the rest of the kits that sold really good this season. Looking at how he lined up for the season, and that doesn't seem right, does it? I mean, yeah, that's definitely not right. That's a little bit bugged out, isn't it? Because, I mean, we didn't play that tactic at all, and half those players wasn't even there. Fans player of the season was Punkels. Young player of the season was Diallo. Signing of the season, as we mentioned before, Kukarchik. Goal of the season went to Murata. Top goal scorer. Punkels just takes this away. He was top goal scorer, most assists, player of the match awards, highest average rating, and most passes completed per 90 minutes went to Solo. We broke some records this year. Punkels, most overall goals by a player in the season, most league goals by a player in the season. Yaya had most goals in a match for us and in a league match. Kudra had the most shutouts. He took over that goalkeeping role for us. Punkels with the most man of the matches. Worst discipline was Solo, king of the naughty boys. And then, I mean, guys, it was a bunch of stuff. You guys can read all this. I'm not going through all of this stuff. It's a bit much. We did sell Zidane for a meal, which was the highest transfer ever received. We also spent the most on Agimeng, which was $268,000. And I honestly think it's good money spent because, well, we need players like him. And, I'm okay with what we've done. I really am. I think we've done a pretty good job. Best overall 11, we're not really too worried about this, mainly because we're not going to be here long enough to really make changes at that. Club vision, okay, let's see what we've got to work with next season. So they want us to develop players using the club's youth system, which is dog doo-doo. High-tempo pressing football. Play attacking football, work within the payroll, top half, and the first qualifying ground for the Champions League, and then our contract expires at the end of this upcoming season. which, as we've mentioned, we will not be renewing that contract. So at the end of the season, we'll definitely be on a job hunt. And I mean, it's not much to ask for, so I'm really okay with that. Squad dynamics, Punkels is now a team leader. We haven't had a team leader since joining the club. Then we got all of this stuff. Nothing really crazy here. I'll take care of this off camera, but we do have to discuss, what do we need this offseason? And I think that's pretty clear. We need more center mids. I'm bringing in 2 right now that I've already got signed that's just waiting for the transfer window to open up. I would probably honestly like to bring in 2 more. And the reason for that is that way we can not play Lipa as much. He was good for us this season. Don't get me wrong. He had a good season. But I think we can do a little bit better. What do you guys think? I'm scouting some guys right now. One of these guys might be a loanee if we decide to bring anybody. If we bring a 4th, it might be a loan player. It might not be, but that is definitely an option that we need to discuss. We've got some stuff that might be expiring this season. Not 100% sure on contracts. What are we looking at? So we've got 2 people that's contracts are expiring. That's a loan trial that I've got in here that I don't think we're going to sign, and Diallo's contract's expiring. Luca is retiring at the end of this season, so we won't have him. Crouton's on an amateur contract, so that's not really terrible. Looking at our B team, what do we have expiring this offseason? So we've got one guy whose contract's already expired. Most of the B team's contract's expiring, so we might need to take a look at some of these guys. This guy is leaving the club, I know. I mean, honestly, these guys are all pretty crap, ain't they? They're not really that good of players, and it might just save up a little bit of money because what are we spending on these guys? I mean, not much, but that does begin to add up, doesn't it? Under 18s, we did have our youth intake, and it was really bad. I didn't even include it because I mean, I don't really care because we're not going to be here much longer. We've got a couple of contracts expiring for the rest of the people that came in on youth intake day, so nothing really to note there. I think we're ready. Get some players in. If you missed it in the last episode, also they went ahead and gave us our transfer budget and our payroll for next season. The transfer budget is at $1 million. Payroll, and pretty nice. We can do some stuff with that because I don't think we're ever going to reach that. I really don't. We might bring in some players, but that's a big payroll for this league right now, and I just don't see us doing that really. So, yeah, but we'll be back with some new players on the side, maybe some players out. I really don't know what to expect this transfer window. Well, as I promised, I had signed a couple people during the season, and they are now here. We've got 6 new signings, and I'm quite excited about all of these except for one of them. He's really just a depth piece. But up first, our new left wing player, Richie Innan. Coming in, he's a 4-star player, 4-star potential left wing option. Can play on the right-hand side, can play up top as well. Really good. We signed him for free. I am really excited about him. I think he's going to do a great job for us and just be really good. I mean, a solid starting player. He's been in this league. We purchased him from Sparta, I believe. Nope. Oh, okay, yeah, we did purchase him. He's been playing overseas in Russia. Not overseas. He had been playing in Russia. And we brought him in after his contract expired. So excited about that. Quadio here, we've signed him. He's going to be our new number 10, I think. Got a little bit done wrong by this because it was a 3.5-star player. He's a 3-star player, 3-star potential, number 10 option for us. I am excited about him, even though his ratings is not quite as good. I think he's still going to be a really solid player for us, and he's Latvian born, so very, very nice there. We brought in Dongma as well. He is a 3.5-star player, 4.5-star potential ball-winning midfielder. We've been needing midfield players since we've got to the club, and we finally have a good one, it seems like. Excited about him. We did spend a little bit of money on him, $40K, so not a ton, but nevertheless, I'm very excited about him. Up next is Vapney. He's going to be kind of a depth piece option for us. I'm honestly thinking, if this is who I think it is, it's not. I thought he could do that, but that's not what it was. He'll find a role in the midfield for us. I'm not 100% sure what he'll exactly be for us, but he can play as a number 10 as well. So excited to have him at the club. This is the depth piece that we signed. He's a 2-star player, 5-star potential. I didn't realize he was a 5-star potential, but we're going to probably use him instead of, what's his name? What is that guy's name? I've got to sort out the team now because we've got so many players. Nadoya, he'll take Nadoya's place as the third choice. Zelenkov's, we signed another central mid player that can play as a number 10. I'm thinking that this guy will actually play as a box-to-box because the only thing that he really lacks is his finishing's not that high for it, but I think he can do a pretty good job. Obviously, we may change up some of these roles depending on the players in the midfield, but with our tactic right now, he may be a box-to-box for us, but might end up changing. I am excited about him, though. Latvian born as well. And that is the guys we have brought in. So good news there. I've also brought in some other people on trial that I'm trying to figure out if we want to sign. So up first, Voropath. He's a left back option that looks like he's a 3.5-star player, 5-star potential. I may end up signing him and him taking the starting role from solo. I'm not 100% sure. I am scouting some other guys just to see. And then we've got we got Jovas here. We got Jovas, who's a central mid. I'm looking at signing him to be a backup in the midfield as well as a central mid. I may just hold off on signing another central mid because I think we've got some pretty good players there. I'm excited about what we've done. But now that it's the middle of the offseason, meant to do this a while back ago, like right after the season ended, and totally forgot. We're going to ask to go on a coaching course and see what they say. I'm going to expect them to say no, but we can hope that they say yes. I am still scouting some players as well. As I mentioned before, taking a look at those guys, I don't know if we'll sign any of them. This is one player that we potentially could sign. He's a 3.5-star, 5-star potential left back right now. So we've still got some scouting to do. The trials that we've got are 3-week trials, so I can kind of figure out what they are. I probably won't sign this guy. He's under bid, and we haven't actually scouted him all the way through. I am excited about this guy, but the scouting reports are taking forever to come back on him. I think he would be a solid player for us. I'm just actually going through some of these. Doubt we'll sign that guy. I don't know. Maybe. It just depends. It's kind of tough, really, because we're kind of getting thick in our team. We've got a lot of players that I feel like we need to go ahead and start dropping down. And that being said, let's go ahead and drop Nadoya. He's going to go back to the B team. Murata can go back to the B team as well. I've got to remember to unregister these guys as well because that might be an issue if I don't do it. Get rid of that, get rid of that. So those guys leave and go back down. I honestly think Lipa maybe stays up still another year. Croutons definitely needs to go down to the B team. I don't think that's the wrong decision there. I'm looking to see if there's anybody else that we want to drop. If we sign another left back, Burka or Papa will probably fall back down to the B team as well. But right now we're not going to do that because we haven't signed anybody. But yeah, I'm really excited about what we've got. And let's go ahead and simulate one day to see what they say about our I'm hoping this doesn't lag out a little bit. See what they say about coaching badge. It might take a minute. I do apologize. I've got a lot of leagues loaded up in this save, and this is what I've been going through. It takes quite a while. So that guy is now on trial. He's another guy that I was looking at. Didn't figure that's what they would say. I figured that's what they would say. So we're going to try to talk them into it. Yep, I understand. Yep, hey, we might be left behind. Thought the board would show more ambitions. Can't stress how important I think this is. So no coaching badge. That's been the issue with this club. The first one that we got took forever to get. They are very reluctant to give us one, and it's a bit disappointing. But meaning the player, looking at the player that we've just brought in on loan or on trial, he's a 2.5-star ball-winning midfield. He's not great at it, but maybe as a depth piece for us to drop Lipa down. If we could get him like in the fringe level player, I would be happy with that. I just don't want to quite do it yet. I want to look at this team and see what we actually need. I may start looking at training a new tactic as well, just to see if there's anything else that we can do besides just going route one, because I would really like that. I'm just not sold on what we've got. I mean, in terms of the midfield, I think we've got players that we've added that's really going to help out the club, but the question becomes, what role do they play? That, I don't have an idea. I have no idea what role they play. Looking at him as well. He's the one few box-to-box midfield player that I've actually found that's actually supposed to be a box-to-box midfield. But let us take out the trials. And is it this one? It's that one. Okay. So the way I was looking at it is, so at striker, we've got a couple options. I've actually wrote this down. We got Agimang, we got Gaia, we got Punkels, and Quadio can play there as well. So striking options, we look pretty good, plus the player that we also just signed. Left wing, we've got Inan, we got Texera, and we got Punkels over there. In the attacking mid, we've got Quadio, Dobrkovs, Punkels, Zelenkovs, and Vapny can play there. Right wing, we've got Punkels. I have been so good with his name. We've got Kakarchik, and Inan can play on the right wing as well. Tony also can slot into that role. The midfield, I feel like we've got some players now. We got Vapny, we got Zelenkovs, we got Lipa. I do apologize. The dog started going off in the background. So we was at the midfield. As I mentioned, we've got Dongma, we've got Zelenkov, we've got Vapny now, we've got Lipa, who we may end up moving down to the B team if we sign another player, which, like I said, I really wouldn't mind if we do that. If we could find one more player to play in the midfield, I would be really, really thrilled about that. Right back's a little bit thin, but I think we're okay. We've got Burin, we've got Lucky, and we've got Tony. In the center back situation, we've got Anderson, Burin, Gadrani, Jakob, and Lucky can play as a center back for us. Left back, we've got Solo, Burka, and Fall. And then in goalkeep, we've got Matrovic, and then our 2.5-star goalkeep that we've been using, Kudra. So the side's looking pretty good. I want to see, before we get out of this bit though, what they say that we could actually do now, just to see if it's changed any. It really hasn't, has it? It's still saying Route 1, which I'm not against. I was just hoping that we could get to a spot where we was getting out of that, but unfortunately it doesn't look like we have. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like we need to add one more midfield. I really do, just to go ahead and secure that. I do like the looks of this guy because I know his attributes aren't great, but we are playing in Latvia, so it's not world-class players. He's 23 years old, so he's a young player. He's still got potential, and he could play as a backup ball-winning midfield for us. I feel like what we're going to end up doing is Zelenkovs and the other guy that we brought in, Vapny, is going to play kind of as a more attacking midfield player for us, and then the other side with Dogma and this guy maybe being his backup. That's what I'm feeling like we're going to do. I'm just not 100% sure if that's what I want to do. Yeah, I feel like we still have some work to do. I still want to look at the team, maybe bring in another left back, because Solo was decent, but I feel like we can do a better job there, and then we could drop down Papa. But I don't know, my dudes. It's definitely a tough one because we're struggling right now. Scouts take forever. We've got 3 scouts trying to figure this team out, and it's not going super smooth. Well, it is a new day for me, and guys, I have done a lot of work since where we last left off. Let me actually move Streamlabs over to this other monitor so I can see. We've brought in 3 more players that I'm really excited about. I think one of them's a future transfer though, so we can't consider that one done quite yet, but we have done some stuff. We sold Murata to RFS for $45,000. I didn't plan on using him, and it got rid of his salary, so that's the main reason why that one was done. But up first, we brought in Dusan Verbic, I'm guessing, for $50K. He's a 3-star player, 5-star potential left back option. I'm thinking that he's going to be our starting player on that left-hand side over Solo. 19-year-old, looks pretty solid, really good pace on this guy. Can get forward for us, and I think can help out in the attack a little bit. His crossing's not the highest, but I do believe that he will be a solid player for us. Last year played in, what flight of football is that? Is that the top or the bottom tier? I'm not sure. It looks like he played in the 2nd tier of Serbian football last year, so I do like that guy. I think he's going to be a really good player for us. I'm clicking all over the place except for the right area that I need to go to. So excited about him. Then we brought in Bezel Yemcam for $23,000. And he's a 3.5-star player, 4-star potential right back. Looks really good. I'm excited about him. He will be taking the place of Lucky. Lucky has dropped down to a squad level player. I think this guy's going to be another really good player for us. Going forward, looks pretty good. Good in the air, which we need playing Route 1 like we have been. He's got a high work rate. I think he's going to be a solid player for our last year here at VALMERIA. And then the final one, I didn't realize his contract expired like in July. I'm kind of disappointed I didn't notice that. Otherwise, I would have just tried signing him. Robert Kakito. He's a 3-star player, potentially a 5-star player. Center mid option. We're signing him for a squad level player. He looks like a pretty good player. We haven't fully scouted him. He's on loan with us right now. But I liked what I've seen enough to go ahead and sign him. And I think he's going to be a very solid player for us. But we are now in the preseason. And I am really excited about what we've built here for this final season here at VALMERIA. I kind of want to take a look at this right here to see what we have. So up top, I'm thinking Aggie Mang will still be the starter up there, followed by Gaia. Punkels can be a backup there as well. We did go ahead and sign another player. I'm trying to think of his name. What is his name? Let's go to transfers. That might be easier to find him there. He's going to be our third choice striker. Where are you, sir? Are you this guy? It's this guy right here. I might have discussed him already. I'm not 100% sure because, like I said, it has been a day or two since I've recorded this. A 2-star player, 5-star potential striking option. As a third choice, we can drop Nadoya down, unregister him so he's not taking up a foreign spot for us. This guy is Latvian born, so I am excited about him as well. So he can be our third choice striker, fourth choice striker, whichever way you want to look at that. I do think he'll be a really good player for us. Left wing options, we got Inan, we got Texera. Punkels can play over there as well. I feel like I had another player written down, but I don't remember who it was. Nope, I don't. That's it. In the attacking mid, we've got a lot of players here. We've got Dobrikovs. We've got, I signed this Quadio guy. I think he's going to be our starting guy for most of the season. We've got Zelenkovs who can play there as well, who we've seen earlier. We've got Vapny can play there. So we've got a lot of attacking mids that can play in that spot. Right-hand side, I'm believing it's going to be Punkels and Kakarchik on that side. Maybe Tony as a backup third choice there. In the midfield, we have really rebuilt this midfield. We got Dongman now. We got Zelenkov. We got Vapny. We've got the guy that's going to be coming in mid-season. And we still got Lipa on the first team. So I think the center mid looks really good, my dudes. I'm excited about it. Left back, we brought in Dusan Verbic. I think going to be a really solid player for us. Behind him, Solo. Then we got Burka and Papa Fall still. Center back, we got Gadrani. We got Burren. We got Lucky. We got Andresen. They can all do really good jobs there. Right back, we've got the Yankum guy that we just brought in, and we got Lucky and Tony over there. Burren can play there as well. So we're looking really good. We've dropped Lucky down to a squad level player. He wasn't exactly happy about it, but he's going to get over it for us. And then in goalkeep, we got Kudra and we got Matrovic. I'm still debating this position because on paper, Matrovic is the better player. But in the season, Kudra was the much better performer. So I'm not 100% sure on what I want to do at that spot. Looking at our dynamics, yeah, this is Kakarchik. Apparently, I promised him we would improve the first team. I didn't realize that. And then Lucky's not happy about his change in playing time. Team cohesion, obviously, we've made a lot of changes. So that's not going to be great. It's average right now. Our atmospheres went down a little bit, probably because the two people that are not happy. And then just the turnover of players that we've had. My leadership is excellent. We never heard back from Icelandic job. So one more season here at VALMERIA, and then we're on a job hunt at the end of the season, which I am really looking forward to. We've still got a good ways away before we actually get to the season. We are at the start of February. Basically, we got one more day till we're there. Matches don't start until March. So we got about a month left before the season gets underway, where we're going to be going up against Tukums and newly promoted Dynamo Riga, who look to be a pretty poor side. So those will be the first two matches. Do not forget, we got Champions League football this year, and we're just going to hope to be competitive in that. And I think we can, because we've made a lot of changes to this side, which won the league last year, and I think we've just got better. I do want to go ahead and take a look. Since the preseason has started, let's go ahead and take a look at the season preview. We're projected to finish third. It doesn't look like we have any people in the media Dream 11. This guy right here has a name, doesn't he? Ooh, doesn't even fit on the team sheet here. But yeah, I think we're really good this season. Obviously, the odds are pretty close between all three of us. I am really excited to see what we have in the future here for this next season. I think we can win the league again. Obviously, we had two goals coming into joining this club. The first one, obviously, getting the coaching badge. We accomplished that. The second one was winning the league. We accomplished that last season. So we don't really have any more goals for this season left. And I think that's pretty dang good news. I'm excited what we've got coming, though. I think it's going to be a really fun season. Action-packed, hopefully. and hopefully we win a lot of matches. Well, the season is upon us, and we have not done anything different. I debated bringing on another goalkeeper. I couldn't find anybody, though, that I really wanted. I thought about adding a little bit of depth to the right wing, but just didn't see anybody out there that I was like, you know what, I think we can do better. So we kind of just left off on doing any of that kind of movement. Unfortunately, looking at our club finances, though, we're actually pretty good. Like we're under payroll by a good portion still. We've got a lot of transfer money to spend. We've still got 1.6 in the bank, so we're doing okay. I'm ready for the season to start. I've got the team picked out for the first match, and this is what we're going to have, I believe. We're going to have Kudra in goal, back four of Gemcam, Burin, Andresen, and Verbic. In the midfield, we're going to have Dongma and Gaia. Right-hand side, we're going to have Punkels. In the middle, we're going to have Quadia. Left-hand side, in and up top, Aggie Mang. We've got injuries, though, so that's why we're doing this in the midfield with Gaia being there. Zelenkovs, who I think would be our normal box-to-box midfield, he's out for 4 days, so won't be in for the first one. Should be in for the second match. We're giving Kudra the starting goal just because he's looked a lot better in training than Matrovic has. Every week, Kudra is on the good training list, so we're going to reward him and give him the start here. I don't really think we're going to do a ton of business later on in the season as well. I think this is what we're going to roll with for the rest of the time here at VALMERIA. And I think we've got a pretty good squad, really. We've made a lot of improvements. Our right back situation is better. Our left back situation is better. Our midfield is a lot better. Right wing, it's really the same stuff that we had last year, but Punkels and Kukarczyk was awesome last year. And then in the attacking mid, we added Quadio. We still got Dobrikov, who's been really good as well. We have some midfield players or people that we play in the center mid that can play in there. Left wing, I'm really excited about in, and I think he's going to be probably our signing of the season if we make it to that point with this club. I just believe he's going to be really good for us. Last season, I believe he played in the league. Didn't he? No, he did not. He was the guy that's been on loan a couple of times. But I believe he's going to be really dominant for us. I want to get Aggie Main going. I think he's going to be good. Verbic, I think, is going to be a step above Solo. Solo is still going to get some game time, though, so no worries on that end. We've still got this solid senior player there. I think he's going to add some depth to that side for us, which we really need because Burka and Fall, neither one of those really solidified their stuff as being a backup to that situation. We had Solo as a squad level player, so I thought it was a good opportunity to bring somebody over him, and I think we've done some good business. We did sell one more player. His contract was expiring at the end of the season. Didn't really care about him. We got him off the salary, and that would be Diagne. We sold him for $8K. It can end up being 12.5. Set up some stuff for future sales as well, so if he gets sold, we get a percentage of that as well. Obviously, we probably won't be here for that, but good news is the team is almost fully healthy. Zelenkov's being the one player that's still not, he's not terribly injured. He's out for 1 to 4 days, as I mentioned before. Lipa and Kukarczyk recently coming back from injury. Kukarczyk had a multi-week injury, so good to see him on that list that we can actually play him a little bit in the next match. Don't know how much we'll actually play him. And then dynamics, it's kind of the same. We've got average cohesion. The atmosphere has went up. Lucky is no longer upset with us. And our leadership is phenomenal. I did want to check before we get out, though. Can I ask for a coaching badge? I cannot ask for a coaching badge right now. We are up to a 1-star coach now. So that is good news. Hopefully we can find a job next off season that's going to be a good one. I'm excited for that. You guys know, if you've followed any of my other journeymans, last year's journeyman really, that I love to look for jobs. It's my favorite thing about the journeyman. I love bouncing around. It provides something that's a little bit different than what we do with our one club save that we have started actually with NAC Breda. If you're not checking that out, here comes a little shameless plug. Go check that out. It is an amazing time over there. It just got started, so no worries. You haven't missed a ton. Maybe 3 or 4 episodes at this point. Not sure because I am doing some bulk recording. As you guys know, I have to do that for future travels that me and my wife do. And yeah, I am ready for the season to get underway. Well, our final transfer special at VALMERIA is done. Next season, we're going to be looking for a job interview, but tomorrow's episode, kick off the season. If you enjoyed this one, though, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment down below, and as always, my dudes, thank you for watching.